sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. The best salespeople in the world have a sense of urgency. They realize that time is something, it's like water running through the hole in the bottom of a bucket. You'll never get it back. It marches on no matter what. How many times have you heard that in your life? Probably a shit ton, right? From smart people. Time is of the essence. And the best salespeople realize that their goals aren't going to wait on them. That they want to achieve shit in their life. They better start doing stuff to make that happen right now. The guys that are the best, the salespeople, the women that are the best are ones that say, I'm going to get it done now. You don't have as much time as you think. It's the funniest thing. I woke up this morning and I realized that I'm turning 58 in 2 weeks. 58 years old. Where'd the time go? And the funny thing is, I thought about it. Just got back from one of the greatest trips I've ever had. I go with 3 of my dear friends up to Maine to go trout fishing, way up in the North Maine woods, this beautiful remote camp. And I think we're 50 miles from a paved road, about 80 miles from a stoplight. There's no internet. There's no cell phone. There's no lights. There's no electricity. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not freaking camping in tents. They've got, running hot water and bathrooms and a kitchen and all that kind of stuff. It's plenty nice. But we're in the middle of nowhere with just us and a couple other people. There are 4 of us have been going. This is our 18th year. And the wild thing is, the amazing thing about not having technology is, gosh, we figure out that we can have real conversations and really focus and go deep on these conversations. And I realize how few people really get to do that and how important it has become for me and the deep friendships that I've created from that. Because and let me tell you how I got there. About 20 years ago, I was in my late 30s and I was kind of pissed off because a lot of my friends were going on all these cool trips. They were going to, Argentina to go shoot doves, or they're going to Canada to go fish, or they're going to Wyoming to go fish. I was like, why the hell did I ever get invited on one of those things? And I took a dose of my own medicine and said, well, hell, if you're upset about that, why don't you have your own trip? So I said, all right, let's figure it out. So I called my friend Jim, who has an airplane, because if you're going to go on a trip, if you're going to start an annual trip, you need to invite your buddy who has an airplane, right? And so I met with him. We talked about it, and he said, yeah, I'd love to do that. And we found this place way up in Maine, and it's a remote camp, as I told you. Most of the time we get there by float plane. There's a picture on the front of a pilot's magazine that shows a float plane by a dock on a beautiful lake with a glass of bourbon that the sun was setting behind. And Jim said, I want to go there. And I said, hell yeah, me too. So I've been going there for 18 years. And one of the guys that goes with me is one of my dearest friends. He's an estate planning attorney. He thinks in time in 50 and 100-year blocks, not like me, right? Who thinks in shorter term blocks, right? David's smart. He thinks his long-term vision. And I don't know if he made this up, but he lived it. Y'all have heard the expression, the best time to plant a tree was either 40 years ago or today, right? Well, David bought this little place out in the country, and he had this little ramshackle house there. And he said, I think he was 25. And he said, it takes an oak tree about 40 years to grow to maturity. And so if I plant them now, they'll be mature by the time I turn 60, 65. And so damn if he didn't go plant a bunch of oak trees that were 18 inches tall. And he watered them and he fertilized them. And every year they grow a little bit bigger. And now he has this unbelievably beautiful oak-lined driveway that's, half a mile long. It's so gorgeous. But he planned it 40 years ago. So same thing with the trip. Now we've been doing 18 years. It's become part of who we are. But I had a sense of urgency that long ago to say, why the hell do I keep making excuses? Let's do this right now. So let's think about this as regards to sales, right? It is so easy to put stuff off to say, I don't have enough experience. I don't know enough about my product to call and go sell. I'm too busy to go out and do the shit I need to do right now to go grow the business. Stuff like, here's what I'll tell you right now, you know who your ideal prospects are, right? You've got a list of them. If you don't have one right now, go figure out who are my ideal prospects. Who are the ones right in my sweet spot that are profitable? They're easy to work with. There are lots of them in the marketplace. I need to start calling on them. If you're not already, you need to be urgently calling them right now to see if they're ready for what you have. Maybe they're getting shitty service from somebody else. Maybe they don't know you exist. Whatever it is, it's your responsibility to let people know you're there for them. Call on don't put that off. You've probably got a business card sitting on your desk or somebody in your CRM that you keep waiting. Maybe you ran into them and then you say, gosh, I need to call them about business, but you're afraid to freaking call. Because if they say no, you got nothing, right? Have you ever played that game? I know I have, damn it. Pick up the damn phone and call them. Here's something else to do. You've probably got some shit in your pipeline that you called, you sent somebody a proposal. It's been 30 days. You hadn't heard back from them. Right now, pick up the phone and call them. You'll get their voice message. You'll get their voicemail. Call them and say, hey, been about a month, hadn't heard back from you. I'm assuming you guys have gone a different direction. I'm going to close your file. Click. You don't have to say, call me if you want to. Here's my phone number if I'm wrong. None of that bullshit. Just hang up. They know where to find you. Close the file. There's nothing there. Either they call you back immediately and say, no, please don't close my file, in which case you can say, okay, why not? Or they don't call you back and you didn't have shit anyway. When do you want to know that? Right? Another thing, do today. If you're pissed off at where you are, hire a coach. Hire a coach. Of course you don't have the money. Of course it doesn't make sense. The right time to do that is when you don't have the damn money. The most important coach I ever hired was somebody that I needed their help. And I called the guy. We had a great conversation. I said, I don't give a shit how much it costs. I don't have any money anyway. This is when I quit my high-paying job, spent 3 years screwing around trying to make a living. And I knew something had to change. And this guy in New York, I knew that he could help me. And I called, we had a conversation. I said, I don't give a shit how much it costs. I don't have the money anyway. I'm going to go borrow it. Because if I can learn what you know, I'll get 100-time return. I think I've gotten at least 100-time return now. It's one of the best things I've ever done. Most of the time when I need a coach, sure, when I'm doing well, but the hardest time when I need my bell rung, when I need somebody to tell me what the hell to do, is when I'm in a tough spot. If you're thinking about hiring a coach, I don't give a shit if you hire me or not. Hire somebody. Invest in yourself. Do it now. There's no reason to wait till the fall. No reason to wait till next quarter. Do it now. Something else. Invest in your damn self, right? If it's time right now to invest in the business that's feeding your family. I don't give a shit if you work for a big company. If they're not giving you what you need, go find it. You are the CEO of your own company. Don't dick around and wait till next quarter hoping things will land in your lap. Here's the thing. A lot of us sit around and wait. Gosh, maybe something will happen that will change all this. Maybe, gosh, would it be great if somebody's finally going to discover me for how great I am and I'm going to get sucked away from this shitty job. Have you ever said that? Right? They're not going to show up. The person to come save you does not exist. It's not going to happen. Go help yourself. When's a good time to start a company? Right now. If you've had this idea, you've been screwing around, pushing it off, putting it off, there is no great time to start. You will never have enough money. Your kids will never be the right age. Your wife will never be excited about it. Your husband will never think it's a great idea. Go pull the ripcord. Get the hell out. Otherwise, stop complaining. Stop complaining. So We've all got a million excuses about why right now is the wrong time, right? Oh, don't have any money, or the economy, or my kids, or blah, blah. And maybe some of those are real, I guess. But I guess they can be right. There are a million reasons not to take the bold step. There always are a million reasons not to, and only one to do it. It's because you're sick and tired of being the way you are. You've heard me talk this before. People choose unhappy over uncomfortable all the time. They'd rather be unhappy than make themselves uncomfortable, right? Here's the irony. The only way to fix unhappy is to get uncomfortable. If you're not willing to get uncomfortable, you're living with your current lot, well, good for you. The only way you're going to fix unhappy is to get uncomfortable. Make the hard decisions. Here's what you think about for not making these changes, not making the phone calls, not doing the stuff right now. I had a coach who was challenged me about this, and he said, why do you think you're procrastinating? I said, I don't know. Maybe it's a fear of failure. He said, nope. I think it's a fear of success. I think you're wondering if you deserve that or not. I think you're wondering if you're good enough. And he said, is that what it is? And all of a sudden, it was like he punched me in the nose. I was like, holy shit, he's right. He asked me what my goals were for that year. And I think I said, I don't know, $700,000 in revenue, something like that. It's a couple of years ago. And he said, why not 7 million? I thought, shit, why? Because I'm not thinking big enough. You know, it's funny. If I had probably started shooting for 7 million, the time when, if he had challenged me that and I had taken the commitment of that, I'd probably be halfway there right now. But, right, fear of success, fear of failure, whatever decisions I made, we all do that. Here's something then, if the rest of that stuff doesn't resonate with you at all, do this now. Cut out the bad shit in your life. What's one bad habit you can stop doing right now? Eating ice cream before you go to bed, smoking cigarettes, smoking dope, drinking too much, staying out too late, right? Eating bad. Stop doing that right now. Pick one and quit doing it. Don't make any excuses. You know you need to. You've said you need to 100 times. Do it now. One more thing. Here's something else to cut out right now. Who are the toxic people in your life? The people that don't lift you up, that suck your energy away, that you can't count on. Maybe you've known them forever. Maybe they try and tear you down. Maybe it's somebody you're related to. They don't help you be better. A lot of this can be family. It can be an old friend you've had for a long time. And there's somebody that always tempts you, drags you down, or brings drama to your life. Get rid of them. Get them out of you. You don't have to tell them they're fired as a friend. Just don't be so available to anymore. Don't return their phone calls as quickly. Be busy when they call and ask you to do something. Don't put yourself through that. You got one life. The water's running through the bucket very quickly. What are the things that you're committed to do right now that can help you improve your situation immediately? Pick up the phone and prospect. Pick up the phone and fire people that are a pain in your ass. Invest in yourself. Start your own business. Worst case scenario or best case scenario, pick one bad habit and stop it. And for God's sake, get rid of the toxic people in your life that aren't helping you grow. If you want to have a conversation with me about your sales team and what they could be doing, what they should be doing, and how they're going to be able to do this if the economy turns down. A lot of people I talked to had a great, we've never done better, best quarter, best year ever. That's awesome. We're still in a pretty good spot. My sense is, though, I'm starting to hear it. Things are turning. Some of the front indicators are going down. Will you be able to perform? Will your sales team be able to perform at this same level or close if things get harder? Want to have a conversation? Call me. 803-917-2817 or walker@walkermckay.com. Go make yourself better right now.
Thanks for listening to the OBS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the OBS Sales School podcast.